Welcome to Networking with Nathaniel, a podcast, which I do normally do live, but hasn't been live for the past couple weeks, where I get to sit down with movers and shakers in their industries, people that are just in that growth mode, that growth phase, helping themselves, helping their families, helping those around them out. This week's guest is no different. So if you're somebody that is looking to grow, if you're just in that growth mindset as well, you've come to the right place. I am Nathaniel Hovsepian, host of Networking with Nathaniel. Go figure. I am a real estate investor. I am a health and wellness coach for men. More importantly than that, I am a husband and a father to 3 little humans who are growing quicker than I want them to grow. But that's the way life is. Before I get to our guest today, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. That way you can get all the episodes that have come out. Well, you can get those anyway, but you can get all the future stuff pushed to you so you can keep in touch with all the amazing guests that we have on Networking with Nathaniel. And please hit the like button on this video so we can reach more people. Without further ado, my guest today is somebody that I've met through the ECA community, the Elite Coaching Academy, the greatest fitness coaching community on planet Earth. He is a social media wizard, a content creation expert, how would I say it, aesthetics genius. He just has an eye for what looks good. And he has been in a bunch of different industries. One of the things that I want to talk about is the music industry. We'll get into all this stuff. Please welcome to the show, Kevan Reece. Oh, you're muted. Unmute. Hey, buddy. We're live on YouTube right now. I appreciate you for being here, man.
Is this live?
It is live. It is live. Yeah, is this live? Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
What's going on, man?
How much, man? I appreciate you being here. I know you're a busy individual, and you've got wait, how would I point to you? Oodles of old school audio visual belongings to you. We were chatting about some of these.
No, go ahead. I'll just say I can't wait to finish this whole wall of
is that you're just gonna keep growing?
Just keep growing it.
PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5, GTA 6.
I plan on buying them all in like the original boxes, like an old Atari, all of that, and like have an original box thing of just stack them up. Yeah.
Any like, is this just a visual thing for you, or is there like special places in your heart that this stuff holds?
It definitely special places in my heart, but when the world eventually goes to ish and ends, I want to have it for the zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I think they're just cool old relics, man. You know, it's a time capsule, right? So a lot of times we don't realize, oh, we should have saved something until like, you know, you realize how much it's worth or how many are really left in circulation, right? Yeah. So I believe it's oh my goodness, what is his name? Oh my goodness. There's an actor who went ahead and started buying all the VHSs, and in doing so, Pete Davis. Pete Davidson.
Oh, interesting.
Apparently, he told his friends he's going to buy all the old VHSs. His friends were just like, bro, you're tripping. And now he has pretty much all of them, right, that ever came out. Right? Man. So it's kind of one of those things where you don't realize something is worth something until you become a collector of it. So for me, a lot of this is my childhood. A lot of this is, a lot of people in my age group's childhood. You know, some things I just are cool, some things aren't cool to other people, but like I don't care, I like it. Some people call it hoarding. You know, my mom gets on me about stuff like, she was like, why did you throw away your hot shot basketball thing? Everybody probably remembers this from being a kid, right? But I like it, so I kept it, right? So
it's not like the Circuit City card that has no use at all anymore.
Yeah, my mom was definitely like, okay, now I've gone too far. Because I'm like, if I'm trying to explain to somebody what Circuit City was, the fact that I still have a Circuit City card, that's amazing. So I definitely have some things that have zero value, But who cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
I like it.
it's especially you. And it's fun. Like you said, you plugged in the Nintendo, or you play it every
Oh,
now and then. Like,
oh
yeah.
yeah, my Nintendo works. The Sega still works. The Dreamcast works. Everything still works. Like I have a so my mom used to also work at Singular Wireless. So like I have a bunch of old flip phones
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have like all the Razors that came out. I got the old Nokias. Like dude, there's so much stuff in my closet. It's kind of sick how much old school stuff I have. Like I got
You know, this is fun. Like you are.
this.
uh, I don't like to use the word like kind of geeking out. You do this in the calls that you do inside the ECA community. You can tell that you have and I like for me, like geeking out is like I'm passionate about it. I really love it. I have a knowledge of
Mm-hmm.
it. I like exploring it more and more and more. So that's where that term is for me. And
Oh
I
yeah.
see it in when when you're talking, when you're dissecting our social medias, when you're talking about new things that are coming out, like you can see it in you. And this is a different side that I haven't seen so far. Is like
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's fun. I like
The
this.
nostalgia is amazing, bro. The nostalgia,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm one of those people who I understand it. Like it's a certain dopamine hit, you know,
Mm,
endorphins are going crazy when you see certain things that bring you back to
yeah.
your childhood. Like I love thrifting, vintage stores, stuff like that. So for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the I think I have to ask if I don't know if the burning question for anybody else out there even uh, may not even understand what this is. Do you have to do the on the
Ah! No, you know it's funny? I read somewhere that that actually does nothing. And
oh
ever
it
since
yeah
And ever since then, I'm like, damn, how many hours have I wasted doing
have
that,
I done
right?
the blowy thing? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, blowing on the cartridge. Bro, I used to take alcohol swabs
Yep.
and clean out the cartridge.
Yeah.
I have a dude, before we get off this call, I gotta show you this. I have an
Okay.
old school Game Boy case to carry. It's a big Game Boy to carry
Yeah.
my Game Boy. And in
Yeah.
there, they actually sell you a cartridge cleaner kit that has like these swabs that you could put inside and clean out
I
the
have one
cartridge.
for the NES. I have one for
Yeah,
the NES.
dude.
It came
Yeah,
with like a little
yeah.
cartridge thing you would like plug it into and it like clamped down on it and like
Oh,
cleaned it.
that's different. No, like I'm thinking mine are like literal swabs.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
literal. Dang,
I
that's
had
dope.
to do I have to do something with mine where I click I put the cartridge in and then I go even with the power on and like I have Tech Mobile like oh it's working.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, good
Yeah.
times, good times.
This
Kids
is
today will
not what
never
people
know.
came here for, but this is what happens
Yeah.
when Keven and I get on a phone call or get on a call like this. I so would you give us a brief kind of like history? And I have a place that I kind of want to go with this, but just kind of tell everybody about Keven a little bit.
Um, I'm 6'4",
Okay.
220, all muscle. I could grow a beard, but I choose not to. No, I'm lying. I can't do it. I'm none of those things. So for me, I'm just resilient, man, to be
Mm,
completely honest. I've made many mistakes, like a lot of people. And it's all my fault. Everything's my fault. Right. I love
mm,
that Justin posted that because I'm a firm believer of that.
yeah.
And really and truly, it's just about not giving up. I also don't believe in trying. So I never try anything. I do it or I don't do it. Right. Um, to me, trying was a made up word by some loser, in my
Mm,
personal opinion. Like that was just some loser. Can I curse?
you can say whatever you want. We're on
I
YouTube.
ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna mess up your monetization.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
some
I should say
loser.
you can say whatever you want. Yeah, but
Right?
yeah, yeah,
Let me tell you how I feel about politics. No, but it
yeah.
was just some loser behind person that came up with
Mm,
trying. As well as I don't believe in a lot of things. I don't believe in a gray area either. But that's neither here nor there. So for me, it's just about staying true to myself and who I am, staying resilient, learning as I go, understanding that at some point we all have to die. And how am I going to live my life? Like
mm.
how am I going to leave my mark on the world? How I'm going to help people? How am I going to change my family tree's trajectory, for the better? And that's who I am for real. Like, outside of the me liking sports and all that superficial stuff, and me like sports betting and things like that, and video games, like, none of that really matters at the end of the day. But yeah, that's who I would say I am as a person, as well as being a creative. I
Yeah.
believe in creating things is like having a child, right? It starts, in your head, as that's the conception, and then seeing it actually come to fruition is you having the child, and you hold it in your hands, and you get to show it off to the world, and you get to nurture it and things like that. So that's why I love being a creative so much as well.
Yeah. This is the way you put that right now is a struggle that I think myself and well, not I think myself, but myself and I think probably a lot of other creators will struggle with is that I had this concept, I put time and effort and energy into this thing, and then I put it out there and like crickets happen. And
Hmm.
it's such a difficult thing sometimes. Like, man, I thought people were really gonna engage with that. Like, I was gonna get some feedback and like I was gonna have conversations from that, and then nothing happens, and you go, man, like you put it, that was my baby, and I have a lot of babies every day, like because I'm putting out a lot of content. How do you how do you deal with that, especially when you're getting started out and you don't have a whole lot of traction and you know you're kind of finding your way?
Uh, you gotta be realistic with yourself, bro.
Mm,
There are 8 billion people in the world.
yeah,
Why do I expect the one time I post something is going to be lightning in a bottle?
yeah.
Right? We got to be honest with ourselves as well. Like, we see a lot of times the finished product of something and not realize, oh, this person has been posting for 8 months before I even knew who they were.
Mm,
Right? So they've had 8 months worth of failure. I don't believe in
yeah.
failure either.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, it did I mess this chair up? Hold on a second. Oh, dang, I didn't even know this chair could do that. That's crazy.
Lean
So at
back?
the end of, no, like it got stuck, it got stuck like halfway. Like, that was a new feature I didn't even know existed on this chair. That was actually kind of fire. So what I've realized is a lot of people have instant gratification, right? A lot
Mhm.
of people are not used to not being the center of their own universe. And when you go on social media, you realize you are not even a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
Like, bro, there's so much content being posted on social media on a day to day
yeah.
basis. Why should I give you my attention? Right? You have to check yourself. You have to check that attitude at the door. You have to understand that, yo, it don't matter that you posted once. Why why do you think that that one time was going to be the time?
Mm,
Keep posting. You don't
yeah,
know if it's gonna, come back in 6 months from now that actually is the post. But if you give up before you start, you're never gonna get anywhere. It's like pushing the ball uphill. When you're pushing this ball uphill and getting the momentum, more and more people and things that you learn are gonna help you continue to push that ball uphill. The moment
mm,
you stop pushing, you know, the person that was behind you, whether they're 5 people back or they're right next to you, they're going to go focus on something else. And now that momentum slows down, and it becomes harder and harder to push that ball uphill in order to reach your goal. And
yeah,
the moment you stop pushing, that ball is going to start coming back downhill. It might not be fast, it might be slow, it might be like extremely fast, but you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. And then, something else that people have to understand is we live in, and this is in America, we live in a world in which people love the redemption story, right? America is the only place that I know that's like this, in
mm,
which people love to see you crumble to rebuild yourself. Like, it's the craziest thing.
yeah,
So that ball when it does go downhill, it's going to be 10 times faster than when it went uphill. Best
Mm,
believe. All right.
yeah.
And it's almost impossible to stop it going downhill because you start getting in your head, you start having doubt and all these things. So, bro, you just got to keep going, man. You just got to keep going. Just get your shots up. I said it to you, uh, and this is a question that I have to ask after I have to ask this question after I say this because I was
Okay.
told to ask this question to you actually. Um,
Uh-oh.
Steph Curry, right? He's one of the few athletes in this planet where there's a consensus that he's the greatest ever at something, and that
Mhm.
is he's the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah.
There's no debate. No one has ever said anyone else is a better shooter than him, and if they do, they're a bold-faced liar and just trying to
Yeah.
argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
There's no one better than Steph Curry. However,
Yeah.
Steph Curry puts up more shots than every single person in the NBA.
Yeah.
Facts, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be the greatest shooter because that's his specialty. That is what he focused on. That's what he's put the time in for. So it's the same thing. You got to get your shots up. Got to get the post up. You know, sometimes Steph has airballed in his life. Probably not anymore. He's probably always at least getting close to hitting rim, having a good chance of making it. But at the same point, you got to treat your content, your music, your fashion, whatever the hell you do, your products, your business as a whole, your brand as a whole, just like that. Get as many shots up. Which leads me to my question. I saw that you post basketball content, right? Do you think you could guard me? I just want to know
I
for the
haven't
people.
seen your game, Keven.
I just want to know my triple threat.
Yeah, I I will say defense has never been my strong suit.
You gotta loosen up your hips, man. You gotta be
I yes,
lateral. You gotta be
I
lateral.
have it has not been an athletic thing. It has been I think it's a mental thing. It's like I never picked up on little keys that play like like a Kobe or even like a Ron Artest or somebody like that. That's like just a defensive player. They focus in on little keys and things. Okay, when he does this hip movement, okay, he's gonna go left even though it looks like he's about to go right. I never picked up on that. I'm going on every fake. I'm out of the way. I'm constantly having to recover.
Oh man.
No, and
Damn.
I'm an excellent off the ball defender though. I was really good at
Okay.
getting in passing lanes and getting steals that way, but like on the ball I've never I'm sure I could change that wording a little bit to better frame my own mind, but
Man,
um
I would just tell you just watch their chests. You
yeah,
can their chest is where the ball's going.
yeah.
That's
It
it.
never
That's
has
all
it just like it has never worked for me. And I think it's also part. I mean, I may be used to like when I was in my heyday in high school and junior college. Like maybe I was better at
you just
that.
graduated last year?
I
You
just
just
yeah, I just
graduated
graduated. Yeah,
graduated last year.
it took me 27 years to graduate high school.
Still young. You're still young.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Still young.
Uh, I'm gonna say though, yeah, I could probably guard you. I think I could guard you.
Oh! Let's go. That's what I like to hear. ECA basketball tournament coming
That's
up.
it. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it
I
going.
got I got I got Justin winning it though. I've seen Justin dunk on his page at like 260 pounds off vert, one step basically. That
Really?
was scary. Yeah, Justin's a freak athlete. Don't let him
Yeah.
fool you.
No, yeah,
Just
I that does not surprise me. We recorded our episode a few weeks ago. It'll come out I think like week of Christmas. So stay tuned for that one, everybody out there.
I was
Justin
I was
Mahaley
I was
is.
there for that episode.
Oh, were
I
you?
was at Justin's house. I was in the
Okay.
background.
Yeah,
You
dope.
didn't
Yeah,
you didn't see me, but I saw you.
I did not see you. I didn't even know you were there. You were whisper quiet, unlike
Yeah.
Keven. Yeah. Like, I he is a wealth of knowledge, and he has assembled a group of people inside of ECA, yourself included, that are just on different levels, specialties, specialty kind of knowledge, but also like you're focused kind of on one thing inside of ECA, helping us grow our content, but that's not where you've been your whole career. You've done quite a few things from what I understand.
Yeah.
including like design and music and like being in the music industry. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, how much time did you spend doing those things?
Music. Oh my God. I probably I would say I got my degree in 2009-ish, 2010, I think it was 2009. I started my program 2010. I got my degree. Um, I graduated high school in '06. I am
Okay.
definitely dating myself. Oh my God. Feels like
Well, that's
forever ago, right? And I didn't this was never where I wanted to go. So let me backtrack, right? I don't think I've
Mhm.
told anyone in ECA this story, but everyone who knows me outside of ECA pretty much knows the story. I didn't even go to a school that had athletics, right? My school was all education based. I went to a tech school, Atlantic Tech Center, Magnet High School. That's a mouthful. I was always the senior. So my first year, there was just ninth graders. Second year, it was just ninth and 10th, and so on and so forth. So I had an interesting, I guess you could say, high school experience. I like
Yeah.
to tell people also my middle school experience was more so my high school experience as far as just outlandish stuff, but that's neither here nor there. And I was dead set on becoming a doctor. Dead, like dead set. I was in a nursing program and everything. Had a patient die, and that kind of like made me be like, right. But it's one thing when you're like, okay, this person is older, so it doesn't hit the same, right?
Mhm.
And then graduated high school, had a full ride to Florida State, super brainiac, and was I want to say with my first official semester. Well, I guess it would be my second semester technically. I watched my best friend from high school die. One of my best friends, right? He moved up there. He ended up winning a bunch of money playing poker. It
Okay.
was, I think it was like 60,000 he won uh, in Florida on the Hard Rock Casino.
Wow.
Moved up north to Tallahassee. He had bought a motorcycle, and long story short, he died on his motorcycle. Right, I'm not going to go into the story, but it was literally only me and him on the road at the time
Wow.
when he died on his motorcycle, passed away. Rest in peace to Ryan Lewis. Love him to death. And long story short, with there, like it just made me be like, life's short. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't
Mhm.
care. It made me just completely crash out, spiral out of control, just not care about anything. And eventually moved back home. I was always like writing music, still always was interested in music. My other best friend that passed away, Aaron, um, that was always something we did, was music. And
Mm.
so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to school, XYZ. And not to keep the story just dragging on, my mom thought I lost my damn mind, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Came back home, was working at a movie theater, which is actually one of my favorite jobs up until recently. I would say a movie theater for sure was so dope. But yeah, dude, I said I'm gonna go to Full Sail. That's where I actually met Nova. That's how
Okay.
I met Nova on our school tour. That's where we met, was the school tour initially, and
Wow.
then we were actually supposed to be roommates because they pair you up with people. We were supposed to be roommates. That never happened, mind you. We didn't know each other at all, right? And then
Yeah.
come to find out, we're both from the same place originally in the Bronx in New York, and then we started at the same time. And I think it was like his Jordan 8s that he was wearing that started the conversation. And then I smelt like a pound of weed on the first day of school.
Oh boy.
And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah.
The rest is history. Been in the music industry nonstop. I'd say probably 15 years officially. And before I was just like, I can't do this anymore. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of learning lessons. A lot of wins,
What
a
was
lot of
your role there in like, what were you doing in the music industry?
so I got my audio engineering degree. So
Okay.
in recording arts, and I interned at Electric Lady Studios. Well, first before Electric Lady, excuse me, I interned at Walter Stork Design Group. So it is the studio design firm that is responsible for the way studios are designed today, with like slanted ceilings and the acoustics and stuff like that. So that was probably one of the greatest experiences I had. Shout out to John Stork, great guy. And John taught me a lot just about business, about being resilient, sticking, with one thing, things like that. And when I worked with John interning for him and Walter Stork Design Group, I was able to get on at Electric Lady Studios, which is Jimi Hendrix's studio. So
Oh,
that was the first like real studio he built. Uh, a lot of it was luck, a lot of it was planned, right? It just happened to be that the studio was underneath a theater, so the roofs were already slanted, right? So the thing, destiny, man. It was destiny, and
yeah.
so working there, uh, was able to intern there. My grandmother passed. I moved back home after that.
Mm.
Went to a state of like just uncertainty about life as a whole. Then I moved to Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to my Louisville fam. I always say New York birthed me, Florida raised me, and Louisville made me a man. I always
Interesting.
say that because there's
Yeah.
just so many different, um, I guess you could say, experiences in life that I've gone through and went through, and Louisville was definitely one of them where
Mm.
I had a lot of life experience there. So yeah, so audio engineering. Eventually had a recording studio. Before that, worked at Guitar Center. Met my mentor and friend Mac, who passed away as well. Shout out to Mac Atkinson. He has multiple Grammys, Grammy award-winning engineer. I learned so much about music business and life from Mac. Mac's probably most popular song that you know is "A Millie" from Lil Wayne. I don't know if you
No
know that
idea.
song. Okay, well we got to play that. We got to play "A Millie" for you. So
How do we do that?
yeah, go look up "A Millie," Lil Wayne. It's probably I would guess I would say that's probably Lil Wayne's top
Like, biggest
3
one?
song, yeah, that people know. So,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
yeah,
Uh, it sounds like you were kinda close with your grandma.
yeah, both my grandmothers. So my grandma on my dad's side passed away when I was interning, and then my grandmother on my mother's side passed away a few years ago. So
Mm,
yeah, I was close with both of them. They
yeah.
helped raise me. Like my grandmother, my mom's side, I lived with her, so saw her every day. You know what I mean? Every single day. Every time I have a dumb idea, I hear her voice in my head.
Is that the most recent one, or is that the one that passed away when you were in?
The most recent
Okay.
one. Every time I
Yeah.
have a dumb idea, dude, I hear her in my head, and that lets me know I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Can we get an
So
impression?
oh, an impression of my grandma?
Yeah, don't do that,
Uh,
Keegan.
no, it's funny they call me by my middle name, and in
Oh,
Jamaica
okay.
they don't say Omar, they say Amar.
Okay.
So it's she'd be like if I'm going out, right? So going out, right? It don't matter what age I was, she'd always be like, Amar, strictly behavior. Amar, listen to me. Strictly behavior. I was like, all right. I'm not getting in trouble. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I get it. I
I don't
get
know
it.
grandma, but that sounds like a pretty solid impression.
It's probably not the right tone, but that's how it sounds to me. That's how it
Yeah, a little
sounds to
maybe a
me,
little more,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, with her accent. So yeah, man, and bro, eventually how I got into videos is Mac. I told Mac, it's funny. We had an artist at the time, Vori. You could go look him up. Super successful guy. He's the one that worked on the "Don't" record that I was showing you here. That I have the signed
Mm,
copy. Uh, Vori was an artist that we were pushing at the time. Things didn't work out how we thought they would have. That's neither here nor there. Uh, Long story short, um, Mac was just like, "Yo, we need to get videos for Vori." So mind you, I've always been okay. I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to, and like I'm engineering. Like I went to school for myself, right?
Yeah.
And Mac was like, "Yo, we need this, to push this to the next level." We always had the goal of getting a label deal, and I was like, "All right, well, I heard Vori's music. I seen Vori's talent, and I told Mac, yo, I don't mind taking a step back and not pushing or focusing on anything myself. Like I've never been that type of person who cares about being in the spotlight. I just care about winning. I don't care if
Mm.
I'm the towel boy. I don't care if I'm the videographer. I don't care if I'm the guy throwing t-shirts in the crowd. I don't care if I'm the coach. I just want to win,
Yeah.
right? That's me. I just want to win.
Mm.
So Mac was just like, "Yeah, we need Vori for video. We need video for Vori." Uh, and I said, "Cool, I know how to do it." He said, "How? You've never shot a video." I'm like, "That's a good point, but I know how to do it."
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen it done. I know how to
Yeah.
do it. Trust me. Just trust me." He's like, "All right, well then go ahead and get the stuff and shoot a video." And sure enough, first go at it, shot a video. I watch it from time to time. It's not posted, not because of me, but because of Vori and his team took it down. Due to his image changing and him growing as an artist, which I totally respect, understand. Like, there's definitely no hard feelings there, but it's something that I watch all the time. I'm like, damn, I went from that to this, aesthetically, and it's dope to see just like my growth and maturation in the process of creativity. So yeah, that's how I got started with videos, man. It was a challenge. And then the next video I shot, I got paid $1,500 to do it. Rest in peace to Nick Vibes. That video actually got like 6 million something views. And I never looked back since. I'm like, yeah,
You
I'm
have a
doing
lot of
this.
people that have passed away in your life.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring theme. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
reoccurring theme.
Dang. Like, how have you dealt with all that? It seems like you had,
Um,
you're from the grandparents, your grandmothers that you were close with, like high school best friends, mentor, kind of, working relationships. That could be a
mhm.
challenge for sure.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Dude, you eventually become numb to it, man. This is why I say Louisville made me a man, right? Because
Mm.
the amount of losses that I had in Louisville probably would have broke most people. But you quickly realize like, yo, you got to keep going. You have to keep going because at the end of the day, it's funny. I've always wanted to use this dumb behind quote. At the end of the day is going to end, right? I've always wanted to do that. No, but at the end of the day, bro, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond, right?
Mm.
The, we all are here for a short amount of time, right? Some people's times are longer than others. Um, but also with this time that people are here for, we have to make the best of it, right? I'm not a believer of the concept of they've served their purpose, or God's calling them home because they've done all they're supposed to. Like, I'm not really necessarily a believer of that portion of it, but I understand it, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, they say the good die young, right? I remember one time I was like, well, if the good die young, then why am I still alive? Make it make sense. That was
Yeah.
me, like, when I was going through my depressive state and
Yeah.
questioning things, and me and people having conversations going back and forth. But I think it's, you just become accustomed to it. Someone said, and I really wish I could give this person credit, but I don't remember who it is because I consume so much content. Someone once said, everyone in life has the same amount of pain that they have to deal with. Some people's pain is stretched out.
Mm.
Other people's pain is condensed to a short period of time. Doesn't matter if
Mm.
you're rich, doesn't matter if you're poor. We all have the same stuff we have to deal with as far as the pain level goes. And that stuck with me. So hearing things like that, it just made me want to keep pushing. Plus, I know if the shoe is on the other foot and they were here, they wouldn't take that as, oh, I need to stop. Like, nah, that means you need to double down. You need to go harder because you never know. Dude, you never know. Like, driving is dangerous, right?
Mm. I'm
You
not
never
saying it
know.
is, but that sounds very Alex Hormozy. Like, it sounds like a very Alex Hormozy thing to say. It's
Well, I
interesting.
need,
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I need to meet Alex.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good luck. I, it's interesting that you when I say how have you dealt with all these deaths in your life, that you say eventually you just become numb to it when there were probably other reasons that you left the medical path, but when you had somebody die and that was like, I don't want to do this. So it's a kind of interesting, like, because when you said that, I'm thinking, well, I guess you probably become numb to it at some point. That was what went into my head. And then you said
Mhm.
that, just like interesting how things kind of even in conversations like this can come full circle. But man,
Yeah, bro. Like working in Louisville, Kentucky. If you know anything about Louisville, Louisville's a
I was shot at in Louisville. Yeah. So yeah.
well, there you go. I don't even have to say it. Okay, now I can say it. Now I
Yeah.
can say it. Louisville's next level, man. I
Yeah.
try
It's
to
a
explain to people all the time.
yeah.
They think I am lying, and I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that. Louisville, some day, bro. Some days in Louisville, when I was in Louisville, it felt like Call of Duty. Like I'm not even
Mhm.
gonna lie to you. I felt
Yeah.
like you. I felt like I was in the Marines. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm circling the block before going to my apartment, and I gotta watch who I hang out with. And bro, Louisville is real
Yeah.
deal like that. It is not a game. People think Louisville's a game.
No.
That
Yeah.
place is not a game, man.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about life in Louisville, man. And I just told you about a couple people, bro. I could go down the list of people that I know has passed away, and
No.
it sucks. It
Yeah.
absolutely sucks. But this is life. This is life.
Yeah, we were coming out of a bar or something. This was when I was in we were stationed at Fort Knox. I was going through tank mechanic school, and we were coming out. It was just me and one other guy that I was in the Marines with, and he heard a group of guys say, "Get him." And he like looked over his shoulder, and somebody was swinging at him. We started defending ourselves, and I would say we were doing a pretty fair job because out came a gun, and we disappeared. We got out of there quick. But I think it was
Ah!
like, I have no idea why they said it. Um, but I theorized that it was either me and a black guy walking down the street and they were like, get him, or they just realized, oh, those are two Marines, like a little,
that is funny.
yeah, like a little status,
I'm
like,
glad
we
you're
took out the
here.
Marines. Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, bro. Louisville is a yeah. Louisville
They
Louisville be Louisvilling.
Yeah, they were like, "Nobody's allowed to go off base anymore. You guys are not allowed to go off base anymore. You guys are stuck here now." Like, okay. I mean, at least we're stuck here, right? And not, yeah. I so a lot of what you said here is just like about growing, about learning, about getting better. You mentioned not like, I don't believe in failure. Um,
No.
and I guess, can you expand on that a little bit? Because
Yeah.
at
Um.
from
Let me
yeah,
ask
like,
you. Let me ask you a loaded question. What is failure?
when you quit, yeah, that's
That's
maybe the
valid.
best, like, that's, like,
That's
maybe the
valid.
most concise, yeah.
So you
I
see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
failure. Like okay, let's say I was 6'4", 220, like I said in the beginning,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I was a D1 athlete, and I didn't make it to the NBA, and that was my entire goal. Did I
mm,
fail? Not really. I
mm,
just found a lane that doesn't work. I didn't
mm,
fail. I did it. I got to a certain level. I wasn't able to get over the hump, but I didn't fail, right?
yeah,
I learned, right? Quitting now, that's worse than the concept of failing. If you're a quitter, I don't even want you around me
mm,
because to quote Justin, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
yeah,
So if
I don't
you're
think Justin
quit,
came up with that, but
no, I'm just saying to
yeah,
quote him. No, I'm
yeah,
saying
he
to
says it
quote
all the
him.
time. Yeah,
He says it all the time. He
yeah,
says it all the time. So right, it's it's that. So just because it doesn't go your way, just because it didn't play out how you envisioned, doesn't mean you failed. You just
yeah,
found a lane that wasn't for you.
yeah.
That doesn't mean that you can't be an NBA coach and still make it to the NBA, strength and
Mm,
conditioning and still make it to the NBA. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So a lot of times we have this perfect idea of how we think the world should work. And the moment it doesn't work like that, we have an issue. And that's
mm,
not how things happen, right? Not everybody's lucky. You have to have some luck. I believe you create your own luck,
yeah,
but you got to have some luck, right? And that luck is as simple as the decision you make to wear a certain outfit that day that someone may like and say something to you. And now they're networking with you, and you made the conscious decision to ask what do they do for a living. And now you found out that they're actually a skills coach on that next level. And now you're spending time at their house. And before you know it, you get linked with their agent. And agent that they know, and that agent just happens to be the agent for Anthony Edwards and this person, and now you get picked up in the second round. It's as
yeah.
stupid as that,
Mm,
right? I talk about like this. Let me take this off. This record here, right, with Bryson and Vori. Just a quick story to go back to this. They both had the same beat, right? So they didn't know each other. Nick
mm,
Vibes brought Bryson to the studio, and Bryson and Vori had the same beat. They never met each other. Okay. Bryson heard Vori portion of the song. If you could look up this song, this "Don't" by Bryson Tiller at the end of the song, where he's like, "H Town got me feeling so." That was already recorded at our studio. Vori was already working on the record, right? Bryson heard it. Hey, let me bring that home. Let me see what I could do to it.
mm,
The rest is history. A lot
yeah,
of it is luck, but he created his own luck by already recording a portion to a song that was good. So failure doesn't exist, man, in my opinion, right?
yeah,
Because some people would say, "Oh, you didn't sell a million records, you failed."
yeah.
Were they able to feed their family? Did they travel the world? Did they experience new things? Do they have something to put on their resume? Did they fail? No. They just didn't reach the level that you thought or they thought that they would reach. But they did succeed in a lot of spaces. And I really believe that as humans, we focus too much on the bad and how things aren't going in the right way, as opposed to focusing on the good. All
Mm.
right. Some people would probably be like, yo, Kevan, or they know me from the music space, Forbes, you failed. Man, eat a bag of Franks. I didn't fail. I just found ways that didn't work.
That was a very nice way of saying that.
Yeah, eat a bag of Franks. I didn't fail. I just found ways that didn't work. And they were all my fault why it didn't work.
Mm,
I should have been an a-hole. I should have been not as nice. I should have been more focused on my money and my bread instead of focusing on the art. I should have this is all my fault. I shouldn't have been, you know, a-hole sometimes when I was. You know what I'm saying? So you learn, bro. You learn, and you have to understand that that's just what it is. Like it's okay to take one step back to take two forward. It's okay.
when you reframe failure like that, and or lack thereof, that it really makes you able to look at the positives and look at the path forward rather than the path backwards.
Yeah,
And it's interesting too, because like there's an element of mindset where looking backwards is a good thing, but not in this context.
correct.
Right? As goal setters, sometimes we're so much looking forwards that and the gap the right the gap of the gain, if you've ever read the book, but like the gap between where we're at and where we are trying to go kind of depresses us a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
looking backwards and going, look at all I've learned, look at all I've grown, it gives you positive. You see the growth. But in this instance, you're like, oh man, look at those mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
Dang, no, let's look at what forward is. And I love that you put, I love the analogy. It's almost, I don't know if you've used that analogy before with the D1 athlete that wanted to be in the NBA, but their thought of being in the NBA was, I want to be in the NBA, in the NBA as an athlete. Well, there's other paths to get into the NBA, and you mentioned a couple of them, and I could think of a lot of other paths that would get you into the NBA, right? You could be a
Yeah,
content creator for the Knicks, right?
yeah.
Like, hey, you're in the
That was
NBA.
actually
And
that was that. Anytime anyone asks me, that's always been my dream job. I will say
is it
that.
a
Back in the day, that was always my dream job. I will say that. Oh,
yeah.
also shout out to my boy John Gray, man. John JL Fresh. He is the videographer for the Oklahoma City Thunder, right?
Okay.
I don't know if John ever had any aspirations of being in the league, but he's in the league.
Yeah.
John got a ring last year.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
you know
dang.
what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
true.
So
Yeah.
I,
Then he might get
you
two
see
here
what I'm
soon.
saying? Like, I don't know, but my boy is nice with it on the camera, man. So I have to give him his flowers. You know. Also,
Yeah.
shout out my boy David Lee, Audio Depot. This is his brand, his
Is
company.
it
He's
okay?
based in Atlanta. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I gotta give those guys shout outs where they've made
Is it
it
where are
to.
you located?
Bro, I'm located wherever there's internet.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Honestly, right now I'm in Florida. Uh,
Okay.
I'm I've took a step back to take two forward, right? I was in Denver for quite some time,
Okay.
and I love Denver. Denver's like my favorite place on the planet to live. However, my mom needed to have carpal tunnel surgery on both her hands, so my lease was ending. I knew she needed my help. Moved back home, re-enrolled in school. I haven't lived home in like 18 years, right?
Mhm.
So some people would be like, "Oh, you failed. You live back at home with your mom." Okay, I
Yeah.
got I got you. I got you. I
Yeah.
respect that opinion. I respect
Yeah.
that opinion. However, what I also do respect more than that is someone who understands the value of having, loved ones around them and taking care of the people that took care of them. So once again, eat a bag of Franks. I ain't failed
Yeah. Yeah.
nothing. I took one step to take two forward, and
Yeah.
I decided to finish out my bachelor's degree. So I'm almost done with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
almost done with that. And yeah, that's where I'm at now, technically. But bro, wherever I need to be, if I need to be in
Like,
Texas with
yeah,
Justin, I'm there.
if somebody says you're failing for going and helping your mom out who bore you, raised you, like, poured everything into you, I'm sorry. Like, no, I
Well,
made a
you have
conscious decision to, like
yeah. Well, so you have to look at it like this, and this is why I say I respect it. Everyone wasn't raised the same,
mm,
right? So for some people, they've been on their own for so long that that's the height of their life as far as like this is all they ever wanted to do was be on their own, right?
yeah.
My favorite teacher in the world, Mr. Graham. I still talk to him to this day. Mr. Graham's taught me a lot about life. Mr. Graham used to always say, "All I wanted to do was be an adult." Like, he was dead serious. He
Yeah.
was dead serious, right?
Yeah.
And some people they want to just be an adult, and I respect it. I
Mm,
100% respect it. All right. There's some people who have crazy dreams. There's some people who have simple dreams. There's some people who have complicated dreams. It's your dream,
yeah.
right? It is your dream. Mr. Graham's a great dude. He got everything that he probably ever wanted in life, but it comes from simple of I just wanted to be an adult.
Yeah, I
I
like
respect it.
the and you wear glasses, so you'll understand the reference. I think everybody probably understands the reference. It's like, God fit your dreams into your glasses. And when you take your dreams off, when you take your glasses off and you put them on somebody else's face, it's blurry to them because it's not their dreams, it's not their prescription. So like that little like picture for me is a great description because I think
I like
most
that.
people have taken somebody else's glasses and gone like, what the heck?
I like that. I like
What do you
that.
see? Yeah.
Another thing though about the dreams thing, if your dreams aren't scaring you, you aren't dreaming big enough. I
Mm,
want everyone to understand that. As well
yeah.
as if people can't see how they could get to their dreams within your dreams, if you're a leader, then you're never gonna get there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's yeah. I think I've said this on this show before. Is like our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, I see as an umbrella, right? And some people have like really huge umbrellas where a bunch of other people's umbrellas are able to fit underneath. It's just a way for me to picture it that way. Like I need the Justin Mahaleys, and I've used Pace Morby. He's a real estate. We need these huge people to go have these huge umbrellas because they make space, they create space with their umbrella for all of us to kind of fit our umbrellas and our dreams and aspirations under. I don't have dreams of being the billionaire. That's not my dream. But those billionaires have created space for me and my dreams to come. And so that's like, yeah, there's a
That
fun way
that's
for me to
valid.
kind of visualize it. Yeah.
No,
A
that's
little
valid.
bit. Yeah.
And a lot of that too is like I think it was damn, I think it's Steve Farnham and ECA.
Mm,
He let me realize something that I've been thinking for quite some time, right? He said to me, he's like, the problem with creatives is you guys are so focused on the creative, you miss out on the business, and you that's where you're lacking, is because you're
mm,
so creative minded, right? I've always been able to balance the two. However, like I told Justin not too long ago, is it's impossible to just turn off one side of your brain and turn on the other side all the time.
yeah.
So something that I've had to come to grips with is, even though I have these big ideas and big plans, um, I would be better suited with someone else at the head of the table. That's why I love working with Justin so much, is because
Yeah.
I'm able to do what I'm great at, but then he also listens to my ideas.
Yeah.
But then I also listen to his ideas. And I
Yeah.
understand that everything that I have ever wanted in life, I could achieve here at ECA with Justin.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm trying to do it on my own, I'm not saying that I'm unable to achieve it, but there are a lot of things still in life that I need to change before I could even remotely come close to it,
Mm,
right? And that has to be me letting go of being so creative minded per se, right? Like I watched this thing on Steve Jobs for my class, and he basically didn't take no for an answer. It's
mm,
interesting watching how he operates, right? People are telling
yeah.
him these deadlines are ridiculous. He's like, no, let's figure out a way how to do it. And he was a great project manager when you break it down to like the subtle nuance of it. Like he knew how to get the best out of everyone in their role. And that is something that, we all could learn from and understand that when we're trying to build a team, we have to let people do them. We have to let people bump their heads. We can't coddle the project. Like it's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay if that didn't work. Okay, well let's reformulate, regroup, reattack, right? And that's what, like, I commend Justin on that so much, man. Like I've learned so much from Justin in such a short time, and watching his leadership and how he handles the team. Like, just if Justin wants to be a billionaire, I don't know. He's going to be a billionaire. If Justin wants to be a trillionaire, he's going to end up
Yeah.
being a trillionaire,
Yeah.
because he's laser focused and he understands certain things that other people just don't get.
If my memory serves me, that is kind of how we ended his episode. Is like, I'm just gonna win. Like, and I don't have time for anything else other than winning. And he parroted isn't the right word, but reciprocated kind of the same sentiment that you're saying. Is like, I brought Kevan in to do what Kevan does. If he says this is the way we should do it, like, who am I to say this is not the way we should do it? Like, yeah, I brought you in because I saw a skill set in you. I saw a fire in you. I saw a passion in you. Dude, run. Like, go do your thing. And so I think that's what makes a great lead. Like, here's the vision. I brought you in and you came in because you see the vision. Now let's just go freaking crush the vision. And and that's what makes
Yeah,
that's what does make a great leader. And that's what makes you want to follow a great leader, is you see the vision in him and you see how his vision gets you to the places that you want to go. Like,
Mhm.
there's plenty of room under that ECA umbrella.
No, yeah, absolutely. Bro, we
Yeah.
haven't even scratched the surface.
No.
ECA hasn't even been around for a year,
Yeah.
technically. Like, don't get me.
I was talking to Brittany about it last night. It's like I've been a part of the greatest real estate community on earth, Sub 2, which a lot of the people that tune into this episode, that's how they've connected with me. It's through the Sub 2 community, through real estate. And Pace Morby created it's 20 plus thousand people now inside of real estate. And I see so many
That's a lot.
similarities. Yeah.
That's
Like
a lot.
what's ECA? A couple hundred, right? At this point.
Mhm.
Um, and I joined Sub 2 at like 4,000 people. So it was like it had already begun really like on the exponential side of things. We're just like we're just starting at ECA.
Just scratching the surface, bro.
Yeah. It's so like
A
and
year from now, we'll be at 1,000 easy.
yeah, easily. I think like easily. And that this was something that Justin and I both kind of geeked out a little bit on the episode, which is coming in a couple weeks, is like who knows what the next, year once you get to that 1,000, once you get to that 2,500, who knows what it really has become. And that's what's
Yeah.
exciting and a little terrifying, right? If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough kind of thing. Like,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Oh shoot. Okay. We got to round out the episode here, Kevan. I want to be respectful of
That
time
could have
here.
kept. No, you're
Yeah.
good, bro. You got
I,
all my time, bro. I'm here.
I appreciate
Let's
you.
go.
Yeah, the grass is
Let's
always
go. I'm
green
ready
behind
to talk.
Kevan.
The light's
I
green. I'm ready.
What's the best place for people to connect with you, social media wise, whatever?
The best place, I would say Instagram. So it's KFORBEZ. So that's K as what do you guys say in the military for K? I never
Kilo,
know. Kilo?
Kilo,
I normally
Kilo,
say
Foxtrot,
Kiwi.
Oscar, Romeo. What's
Bravo.
Babe? Bravo. There you go. I was
Bravo.
gonna say
See, I
Beta.
knew
Echo,
that. Yeah.
Echo,
Echo.
Zebra.
Yeah, Zebra or
Yeah.
Zoolander.
It is Zebras
So
or
K4.
Zoolander.
Yeah.
I don't know if Zoolander had come out yet when I was in the Marine Corps, so that hadn't been adopted in my time. That dates me a little bit. I do remember the Circuit City cards. And you said you graduated high school in 2006. I had already
Yeah.
done a tour in Iraq in 2006, so I have a little step up on
When
you.
did you graduate?
I graduated in 02. Yeah, high
02?
school in 02.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not you're not too
Got
far.
a couple years
Not
on
too
you.
far.
That was when I was
Couple
really
years.
shooting them.
Yeah, that's before the Euro step.
It was definitely before the Euro step. Manu had not come into the league and changed the league yet. Yeah, with that. I don't know if I mess around just, like you've seen some of the drills that I do. Like
Yeah.
I mess around with it sometimes because it is a really good athletic movement. It is not something if I were to play a game, I would ever use in a game. I don't, yeah,
Bro,
I just don't have
you
that.
have to become unconscious with it, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to become fluid, right?
Yeah.
Same thing
I
like
am a run to a spot and shoot the ball, and
there's nothing wrong with that.
nope, I
There's
can
nothing,
handle the ball. Like I will bring the
bro.
ball up the floor if that is required of me. And I will.
Robert Ory has more rings than Kobe. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Big Shot Bob got
Big
more
Shot
rings than a
Bob.
lot of people. He got
That's
more
right.
rings than LeBron. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Let's not get started on LeBron. I got a reel coming out on that in a couple days. Okay.
Okay.
Not the goat. That's it. That's it.
That's fair. Listen, that's fair.
I've asked these questions of darn near everybody on Networking with Nathaniel so far, and this is going to be no different, Kevan. What's the biggest life lesson you've learned so far, and how did you learn it?
The biggest life lesson?
Yeah.
Ooh. Every sword is not worth dying on.
Every sword is not worth dying on.
Right? So there's sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of little ditties around this, huh?
Whoa, you got to be careful saying Diddy, bro. That's
Dittie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's let the people know what Diddy you're talking about. You never know nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Oh man. Okay, there's a lot of little euphemisms.
Yeah. There we go. Let's just use the bigger word,
Yeah,
euphemisms.
yeah, the
There we go.
college word. Okay.
So like, I've all right. So I know we have to go, but I'm sorry. I'm taking your time
No,
because
we're
I
good.
got
We're
to
good.
get
Yeah.
this out. I got to get
Yeah.
this out. The reason I say like certain things were my fault was I was young and dumb, right? I made decisions not necessarily out of emotion, but
Mm,
without clarity, right? Not being able to take myself out of the scenario and think thoroughly. I have in a lot of spaces, but once again, there were certain swords that weren't worth dying on. And because I chose, to stand 10 toes on something that wasn't worthwhile, it might have cost me something,
mm,
right? It could be as complicated as relationships, right? That are non-platonic, or as simple as business decisions that should have went the other way. However, I don't think that I regret any of it, because if not, I wouldn't be here, point
mm.
blank. And there's a lot of times where I'll sit down and I'm like, man, I wonder how this would have played out, right?
Yeah.
Because quantum physics, everything is all happening at the same time. And then that's what gives me my peace, because I know there's a version of me that actually made the other decision.
Mm,
I'm just not on that timeline at this
yeah.
moment in time.
I wouldn't normally ask a follow-up question here. I'm
Go ahead,
debating.
bro.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
like
Ask
wha
away.
like, with all the experience that you have now, is there anything in the moments that, that you're able to, maybe take a step back, or, like, scenarios, that things that you run through in your head that make you go, "This is not a sword worth dying on now."
Oh yeah. Like in real time? Like
Mhm.
today? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bro, if I go play basketball right now, and you got the young wild kids out there,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, foul, and they're like, run and foul you. You're right.
Yeah, your ball, fine.
You're right. You're
I just
ball.
wanna run.
Yeah, I just want to run. Or I hit them
Yeah.
with the nobody out here is going to the league.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kills everyone's ego. That
Yeah.
one right there, ego killer. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's like, bro, I'm just here for a workout. I've passed
Mm,
that phase of my life. I box, so I'm actually more calm being a boxer. I actually don't even want to engage with anyone, because I'm like, this is a lose lose. I'm not gonna get cool points for beating you up,
yeah.
as well as it may escalate to something, and God
Mm,
forbid you do something to me that's irreversible, and I'm not here anymore, right?
yeah.
Because you're that angry about being
Yeah.
embarrassed. So like, bro, there's so many times, bro. Just yesterday at Brandsmart, right, buying a stove for the house, because the stove is about to die and it's about to be Thanksgiving. We've already had issues with the stove. I'm not playing those games where you ain't getting no food because the stove gave out, right?
Yeah.
It's done it before on like a
Yeah.
random Friday night or Sunday or whatever the case is. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. The stove was messed up. Okay. Literally, the back piece of the stove was falling off because I guess a box or the stove fell. And you could see the scuff mark on the metal inside the box. The only way we got lucky of finding this out is because we took it out of the box, right? So we were able to see that. So, long story short, with that is the gentleman that was helping, he was just like, oh, damn, I'm so sorry. Let me figure it out. I guess his manager, supervisor came in guns a blazing, like, no, this ain't this, and I'm just looking at her like, well, we haven't left the store with it. I'm allowed, if I want, I could just get back my
Yeah.
money, to be completely
Yeah.
honest with you, right? There's no rule against that. It has never even left your premise. It's been right here. We didn't do it. But I guess they were upset about them having to put it back on the shelves. So my mom walks up and she said something to my mom. The guy said something to my mom. And I could see my mom getting frustrated because we're about to go back inside now to get them to give us a new one from that we have to pick up from the warehouse. Long story short, I just told my mom it ain't worth it. I'm like, it's not worth it. Like, let's just let it go. It's not worth it. And
Yeah.
I feel like little decisions like that could dictate how the rest of your day goes. Right? The content call yesterday, I could have had an attitude because I allowed this person to knock me off my square. And in doing so, that means I don't serve the community properly. In doing so, that means I could have potentially gave Nova an attitude, or I could have gave Justin an attitude for something that has nothing to do with them because I'm so frustrated and my whole center is offline. And now from there, I created a bigger issue. I responded to someone else in the community with attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like one decision could snowball a bunch of things, right? It's same thing like road rage. People who have road rage, a lot of times it's not because of the road rage. There's something else going on in their life, bro.
Yeah.
So you you have to be able to think, to just think. Life is a thinking sport.
Mm.
Life is a thinking sport. So you got to be able to think. And boxing, I've
There's
learned that, man.
there
I've
is like,
the,
oh, wait, go finish that thought.
no, I was gonna say the days that I've gotten whooped the worst in the
Mm.
sparring is when I've gone in there with stuff on my mind
Yeah.
and I'm not
And you're not
focused,
like fully present.
bro. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's why I
They're
don't
like
smoke anymore.
every
I got I got
yeah, you
destroyed by
probably
a
shouldn't
17-year old.
go box somebody when you've smoked. That's for
Bro, I got destroyed by a 17-year-old, bro. I mean, when I
yeah,
say
no.
destroyed,
No.
man, my jaw was hurting for weeks.
Uh,
I'm not ashamed of it.
yeah.
He hit me so hard. It was like rush hour. Which one of y'all did that? It was like it was like that. I was like, whoa,
That's taking
my
okay, that takes it back a little while too. Jeez
yeah,
Louise.
it's like,
He
oh
was
my
a young buck in that movie. There
yeah,
was
bro.
something in like on almost every episode that is like, I needed to hear that today. It took 66 minutes. There was other things, but that was like that one popped out at me as like is there's so this is something that I've talked about in content, I've talked about with clients before, is that we have to be able to like brush things off, especially as a dad, a husband, but like something that happens at work, you can't bring that home. And like you just mentioned with the road rage being, a lot of the times people that have road rage, it's not whatever just happened. It's like a comment the wife made to them, or like a bad email that they got before they got in the car that is contributing to the road rage. It's so easy for me to snap at my wife or my kids because of something else that happened. It's up to me to
Correct.
go get that rid of that. Okay, now I'm going in dad mode. They don't deserve this. They have nothing to do with that. Let that go. And so that like
Yeah.
that's why
Also,
at least that's how I connected those dots. Yeah.
no, absolutely. But something that I want to ask you is, what do you do for just yourself that's for no one else, right? So
Mm,
anytime I have a friend or someone in business that um is going through something or feels some type of way about stuff going on, I always ask them a few questions, and these are the same questions I ask. When's the last time you did something for yourself that benefits no one else in no way, shape, or form? And when's
yeah.
the last time you did something for the first time? Those two things
Oh,
those two things right there will let you realize how much you've been serving other people, how much you've been focused on the not necessarily the wrong things, but not your happiness and your growth as a person. So like if you could answer those two questions with a legit answer, then you're probably in a good space. If you
do
can't and you
they
got to think about it,
does the second one have to apply to like does the first time have to be served nobody except for myself?
it doesn't have to, but it should. It should,
Okay,
right?
because I
So
think like I did a green screen one like a couple days ago. That was the first time I tried that.
okay, and that was for you. Even though the
Yeah, okay.
business is for your family, that's still for you and your personal growth.
Okay.
Ultimately, right? You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
out of your comfort zone. But
Yeah.
then outside of that is like, yo, when's the last time you tried something new?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to live on the edge and go
Right, right,
cow
right.
tipping or nothing,
Yeah.
right? I don't know if
Or
you've done
crochet
cow
or like
tipping.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you've done when's the last time you've done underwater basket weaving? Like
Yeah,
what have
yeah.
you tried? Have you tried fencing before? Right?
Right.
Like life is about experiences. So that means
Yeah.
you aren't living if you
Mm.
can't answer these things. You're not living. So
Yeah.
Nathaniel, do you like Nate? I meant to ask you that. Or do you
I
only go
did
by
for a long
Nathaniel?
time in my life. I graduated back to Nathaniel because it means gift from God. That's oddly enough,
That's what that
the my
means?
yeah, that's what it means. My
Oh,
justification for going back to Nathaniel, funny enough, was like, that's what my parents named me. Like we named our kids
that's
Harlan,
fair.
Huxley, and Hope. They're joking around now, going like, "My name's Couch," and like things like that. I'm like, "No, dude, we named you Harlan." My parents don't
Okay.
even call me Nathaniel, but I like Nathaniel. There's like
Oh, I
I
just
don't
looked
know.
up my name. That's interesting.
Yeah, what
Huh.
they like the
Well,
the
my
ditty
name
is.
is my name meaning is handsome
Mm-hmm. Pretty spot on so far.
or gentle birth.
Oh,
It's an
you'll have to
Irish
ask your mom about.
origin.
Yeah.
Well, my mom didn't
Okay.
name me. My aunt did. That's another
The
story.
the gentle birth though?
Yeah. Oh, I
No,
can
no,
ask her
yeah.
about that. Yeah, I can ask her
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that
yeah.
too.
Well, okay. If you could have dinner with anybody throughout history, who would it be and what would you want to talk about?
My dad, because he's passed away.
When did that happen?
The same year my grandmother passed, earlier in the year. So I think it's been 3 years now.
Wow.
This or yeah, it's about about close to three, and then two, about to be three, and then the same year my grand aunt passed, and the same year that Mac passed. So
Okay.
I lost
Wow.
Mac, my dad, my grand aunt, my grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, now let's see if we can let's see if we can end on a high note here.
Yeah, but if it got to be like historical figure or anything like
No, no,
that,
no. That's it. Like that's
okay,
when I thought of this question prior to episode 1, which this is one I forget what this is, like
17.
117. 117, I think. Uh
I'm gonna play those
that's what I
quick
was
three
thinking.
numbers
Like, oh,
today.
people are gonna say Gandhi and like, Jesus and or Michael Jordan, like, people like famous people. But I've gotten more my grandpa, like my family members that came over from overseas than I really thought. I didn't even think of that. So
Yeah, because all
like
that other stuff don't matter, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm be honest. You know what? I ain't even gonna say that.
Well, like
Actually, I
I
am gonna
have
say
this
that. I'll never bite my tongue. I'm
it
gonna
would
choose to die on this sword, bro. Nobody cares.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to meet Muhammad Ali. I got to meet his grandson. I'd love to meet Malcolm X. I'd love to meet Jordan Truth and all these people, bro. I don't care about none of that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, they I've never met them.
Right.
So if I had like one chance, I would like to seize everything I ever wanted. Would you capture it or let it slip? My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. So like I'm gonna absolutely choose something, that is memorable. And just to get off here, to your point, they say the first thing that you forget when someone passes away is the actual sound of their voice.
Hmm.
So that's why I also think we're in such a phenomenal era because there's so much videos out of people that it's
Yeah.
going to be impossible for you to forget the
Yeah.
sound of someone's voice.
I've
So
heard I've heard people say like this is a little more. My grandma's she'll be 99 in a few weeks. And
nice,
she
congrats.
very rarely, like most of the time she calls, I answer. I don't know why. Maybe the phone was on silent. She didn't mean to call. And she left me a voicemail saying, "Hey, I really didn't mean to call like these things." And I just for some reason I was like, "Let me save that." I didn't know that about the first thing you forget is their
Hmm.
voice. But like, let me save this. Just it'll be a nice thing, 5 years from
Save
now.
it.
Yeah, to have. Okay, last question. When your time on
Yeah.
this earth is done and you're wherever you believe you go, what do you want to be remembered for by the people you left behind?
Um, I was gonna say something dumb, but I ain't gonna do that.
How about this? Is it obscene?
No, it's not
Okay, say
obscene
the
at
dumb thing
all.
and then say a real thing.
Uh, he was him. I was
Okay.
Himothy. I was Himothy Turner. No, but in all seriousness, uh, I want to be remembered by the lives I've changed. Right. I
Mhm.
want to be remembered by my contribution. Uh, Not everybody could have the notoriety as like the Malcolm X's or be infamous like Mr. Short Little Mustache on his face. I don't want to say his name to get you demonetized. That's
Yep,
from
yep.
Germany.
Yeah,
Or, someone of more recent day of a, Charlie Kirk, or, like
yeah,
everyone isn't going to get that, right? But what everyone can do is change lives. Like I really believe if you could better the world by changing a life or two, right?
yeah,
Like I've taught so many people how to shoot videos, how to edit videos, that they're making a lot of money doing it right
yeah,
now today. Like I was able to change their life, I was able to change their kids' lives. Whether they ever tell their kids, doesn't matter. I don't do it for recognition. I do it because I feel like it's the right thing to do.
yeah,
So for me, it's more so changing lives. That's what I want people to know. And I was willing to make sacrifices in order to see the end goal. And yeah, I'm not a self-centered person. I just don't believe in that at all.
mm.
So
Is what's the term for clout these days? Is that even, or do they still use
yeah,
clout?
it's clout.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I like to call it clout coins. Sometimes you
Clout.
got to. Cash in your clout coins.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm actually blocked by a few people in the music world because I'd be like, "Oh, you cashed in your clout coins today," and bing, they block me.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye.
Nevertheless, yeah,
Yeah.
nevertheless, I'm not upset at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still clout. It's absolutely clout. Some people
Yeah.
are self-centered like that, man. They believe that materialistic things is what matters the most, and I respect it because they were raised a certain way. I
Yeah.
get it. It's okay. Like
Yeah.
and shout out to my guy PJ Gifted. Um, PJ is like a brother to me, and PJ always like, yo, your word and you keeping your word matters more than anything else,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And all that money stuff, it don't matter. You can't take it with you. You can't take
Yeah.
none of it with you,
Yeah.
but you can take, you know, how you treat people and what you do and things like that with you. It goes a long way. So, yep.
Well, I appreciate you, man. This was we laughed a lot on this episode. I feel like my cheeks are hurting a little bit from
Wait
it.
till you see my stand-up gig. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Let's do it. ECA stand up and ECA basketball game coming soon to a city near
Yeah,
you. Oh yeah. I appreciate you. Hang tight for a little bit if you would,
yeah.
just so we can make the recording goes all the way.
Okay. Wait. So just
Oh, wait, hold on. Say it again.
I was gonna say it cuts off. How does that work?
I have a
Educate
lot of
me.
controls that you don't see.
Oh man. Oh man.
Were you gonna ask a question though?
No, no, that was my question. That was my legit question.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
wait,
So
this is cut
I'm
off?
gonna I'm gonna do a little outro here, and then we'll just see what happens here.
All right.
Kevan Reece, everybody. There was a lot going on in that episode, from the more personal side to a lot of the just mindset and growth things. Of course, that's what this show is about: growing and learning. There is no such thing as failure, only until you give up. You just have to might rethink your path to getting to where you're trying to go. Like that example of getting to the NBA, you can insert a lot of different things into that and apply it to your life. Maybe you're just not going to be an athlete in the NBA. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, subscribe to the channel so you can get notified for all the videos that are coming. We've got some shorter, I use the I've got some shorter stuff. I've got some shorter form stuff coming your way that is going to help improve your lives in the health and wellness standpoint. So stay tuned for that. They're going to be more like 15, 20-minute bite-sized pieces that you can listen to and apply to your day immediately. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back here next Wednesday at noon Eastern time.